Hi everyone, hi and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Gui. Thanks so much for listening. First of all, I just want to point you towards our social media outposts, the Twitter at Battle Rap Resume, email us battlerapresume@gmail.com. People are emailing a lot now about episodes and people they want on, and just chatting about sort of just battling is just interesting. So yeah, just get in touch there. Anything you've got, any requests, anything like that. What else do we have? We also have the Redbubble shop. We're selling a few stickers on there and stuff like that. You can go on there, just search Battle Rap Resume on Redbubble. YouTube channel, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you listen on iTunes, go on the YouTube channel as well. If you listen on YouTube, go on the iTunes as well. We've now swapped feeds. I don't know, this is quite far in the future. So at the time of recording, we'd swapped from Podomatic to Podbean, and some people were struggling to actually download that. So go on the YouTube channel and there is a video there telling you how to do that. But this is so far in the future. I hope that is an issue. But I mean, these things always last longer than you anticipate. And finally, the blog, battlerapresume.wordpress.com is the blog where we host the episodes as well. But it's just another thing to discover. So yeah, go on that as well, and Facebook as well, finally. So my guest today is I mean, you know, it's not hyperbole to say definitely one of the most exciting writing talents for so long. Like, you know, I kind of KOTR is something that for me now is a league that I really respect and love. You know, I've always had affection towards it, but like I was definitely part of that crowd, and I'm kind of a little bit embarrassed to admit, but it's true, you know. And you're Don't Flop, they're King of the Rolls, you're like, fuck them, fuck the battles and shit, whatever. But then you start to watch, you know, oh shit, the roster's quite dope. The mood is great. I've been to a few events now. Me and John Whitmore, Sherpa, you may have battled on King of the Rolls already at this point. Great guy. We did like a recap of Back to the Future Pagans, just a little event there. That was a really fun event. Check out that video as well. And I just started sort of affiliating with King of the Rolls more and more over the years, and then to the point of being a fully fledged fan, you know, following the league and such like that. And there was always talk of Mackenzie. It was always, this guy is like, you know, homegrown in the sense that like he hasn't been on Don't Flop or whatever, you know, he's kind of like came from different leagues and stuff. His talent's there, his writing's there. And you know, I remember there was some sort of thread, and it was just Cloudy Soprano just came out, and I put it on, and I was blown away, man. I have to say, I was very impressed. And you know, against Bard, just to quote one of your later battles to kind of set up the intro, you say along the lines of, "Fuck being an early success. I'd rather be a pro late who owns his own means of production."
Yeah,
is that a fair?
I said that shit.
Yeah, he said that,
and I meant that shit.
Like, aside from being a fantastic line, which we'll kind of focus on the actual writing later on, but like in terms of sentiment, I mean, is it fair to say? I mean, you've had quite a short career in terms of on-cam battles, but the velocity is mad.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is the thing. Like, I've been rapping for a long time, like probably about 10 years or something. Sort of started when I was about 17, 18. And I've released a bunch of material since then. Like over the last sort of 6 years or so, I've released numerous albums and projects, EPs, and I make beats as well. I've had instrumental releases. So I've actually been around for a long time, but it's just I've not really done anything outside of Scotland. And this, you know, I was far more likely to be able to get a battle in England than I would be to get a gig or a set. So I just thought I'd start going about battling, and it's I think the sort of years of rapping experience, not necessarily battling, but just experience of being a rapper that I have on a lot of people who come in. Like the thing I've started to realise is battle rap's very different to hip hop. There's a lot of the new people who come in battling have never spat on a beat or recorded a tune or done a set in front of people or been in a cypher. They're just coming straight in.
Does that bother you?
It doesn't bother me. No, it is what it is. You know, I don't have any. If someone can find their feet that way, that's great. But I think the advantage that I have is that I've got experience of being a rapper before stepping into the battle context. And I also, I mean, not much on cam, but I've been in a lot of battles before I started doing written battles. Because this is something that Soul touched on when he was on your podcast. Sort of about 5 years ago, there was a big freestyle scene in Scotland, in Glasgow specifically. So I'd engaged in battles with people on a kind of freestyle thing, but the written shit, basically what happened was around sort of 2012, 2013, there was Badmouth Battles, which was run by Gasp who's had battled on
Soul battled on that.
Yeah, Soul battled there. There was a bunch of heads from Don't Flop battled there. Innuendo battled there.
Bloodstraw, I think, came over.
Bloodstraw, Technico, Chris Lees.
Eddie P and Frisco, were they there?
Eddie P and Frisco, yeah. So a bunch of heads from Don't Flop battled there, and Respect BA battled there, and battle rap in Scotland was really popping, and I wasn't into it on a written battle thing. I just enjoyed the freestyle side of it. So there were loads of little offshoots, little freestyle events that were happening, and then for whatever reason the scene just sort of died down. A lot of the people who stopped battling, like Gasp stopped battling, and Respect BA stopped battling, and just like guys like Louis or Loki, they moved away to different interests. Louis had his band popping off, and Loki was, doing his own thing, and it just sort of the quality dipped, and the gig attendance started getting less and less and less. And I took that as my time to kind of step in and up the game a little bit, because this was at the same time, of course, that the Don't Flop was, doing unprecedented things with battle rap in the UK. Yeah. So that's why I started getting into the writtens.
And was Evil around then?
Evil, he was, but he didn't really.
You? I think he said he battled you.
I battled him twice.
Oh, right.
Freestyle battled him twice. And won both times. I just want that on record.
would you do it again?
Me for a written. No, I do it in a written, but whether that happens or not, I don't know.
And like you say, Don't Flop were doing big things. Like, so you were watching it, and kind of were you wanting it to be in more of a domestic thing, or?
As I said, it's just sort of unprecedented that battle rap in the UK could have that kind of reach and scope, and be able to do big events.
So. So with breaking the barrier, then you eventually go on to win this. Was that your second attempt though? You had done it before.
No, it wasn't my second attempt. I don't know if that was the first year they did the tournament. It's basically like a knockout tournament style with written battles. So I got asked to step in because I guess they did the first round, and then a couple of people dropped out, so they were short on people. So I was asked to step in, and I came through and slaughtered every cunt.
Yeah, no, you did, man. Z is the first battle that we're going to focus on.
Why do you think nobody's choosing to listen? Most cunts are aware the shit that you put in your writings happens every single day to men, women and children in nations where civilians are killed in an instant. If you got famous with that shit that you're spitting, I would be embarrassed to be living in Britain, because that gain in popularity would only show a collapse in critical thinking.
Didn't he battle Frankie Fraser? I think I might have
seen. He did, yeah. Everyone watching, pause this and go watch Z versus Frankie Fraser, right? Because the battle ends with the most awkward fucking standoff you ever see. Z does a freestyle bar about fucking running in Frankie Fraser's house and snatching his granddad's ashes off the mantelpiece, and I think Frankie Fraser's granddad had actually died or something, like recently before the battle, and Z didn't know or some shit. I don't know what the exact story was, but it ends with just a really awkward. That's a KOTR moment, that battle. Just a very awkward standoff between the two of them, and then Z gets to spit his last 4 bars, but the crowd is just not listening anymore. They're just spitting the battle off. It's a shame, man, because I really rate Z. I think the guy's really talented. He's had more battles than I think any Scottish battler in Scotland. He's just not really known outside of his own country. But he's. I think he's great.
Yeah, no,
and a guy too. But that battle with Frankie Fraser was fucking weird, man.
I need to check out that. I have seen that battle, but I don't remember that bit. Maybe I sort of turned it off towards the end then. But yeah, if it's right at the end, I need to. I need to get that.
Yeah, you need to watch the battle all the way through.
I love the way though these were filmed as well. Like they kind of open in really sort of accordion music, and then it's got the graffiti and it goes into the beat. And Purple Lounge is that some sort of big venue or?
No, that's a filming studio. It's now called Indigo Club in Glasgow. It opened up as like a recording and a rehearsal studio, but then they've kind of turned it into a club now. So it's just like a small club in Glasgow, but it's a good venue for battles, man, because it's just quite sort of open plan. And obviously for the video as well, the environment looked good, all the graffiti underneath the tunnel and shit.
No, the battles look great. They sound great as well. They're like criminally underviewed. Like I've got like 800 views, and it's like I was watching this. I think especially the one with Weedy, but even this one with Z, it's just like really good material, and it's like the crowd are good for it as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, really respectful, and you know, he comes in, and you know, I don't really remember him from the Frankie thing, but it's kind of that same sort of, you know, his ginger beard's better than yours.
Oh, good.
That's his opener.
Analyze this. This material. This is like the other thing about Scottish battling as well, is it's very typical of what people talk about with the north-south divide in terms of battling. Like,
right.
You know, in London it's taken a bit more serious, a bit more into bars and that, and you know, writing craft, and in Scotland it's jokes about your maw, fucking mock my ginger beard, everyone calls each other a poofter.
You're a thin maggot with glasses. You know, lots and lots of. I mean, we're not going to go into the round too much, but lots and lots of multis. You were like with and you're with you know. It's just kind of. But like one of the things that I'm curious of in your first verse, and I kind of get it, because like your main aim with the battle. I mean, it is against him, but it's more against horrorcore, isn't it? Like you attack the genre relentlessly, which is an interesting approach in a battle, which I haven't really seen, where someone just like goes in on like the music they produce in a really kind of aggressive, convincing way. And you keep saying dungeons. Like what was that? Dungeon,
yeah, because he's from a crew called the Dungeon Dwellers up in D. It's him, a dude from Elgin called Gimmick, and American MC Shifty President. And who else? Oscar Bravo as well. So that's their crew, Dungeon. But that's their sort of motto. That's how they kind of sign off on their verses and shit. Dungeon. So check out the Dungeon Dwellers, because the music is actually dope. Like shout out to the Dungeon Dwellers. I fuck with them heavy, with the boys.
No, check that out. Check out the Frankie battle. There's a lot of there's a lot of background for Z, man. And you go in on him. What the fuck is this unoriginal? Cunt forces multis are all the cut and wit of a Sun journalist trying to find a pun to fit. But then you like admit that you do it as well. Which I thought was really good.
But that's the genius of that. See, like one of the best things about coming at someone with their own style is that you can accuse them of their style being lazy, while similarly being lazy to do that style. Like it's a strategy in battle rap that never really fails. Just do someone's style back to them, because then you get the laughs that they get with their style, and also a bonus on top of just mocking them relentlessly with their own shit.
Satire is devastating, and with the excellent delivery straight away. You know, you said you've been making music for so long, and it's clear you come with this confidence. It's really interesting to listen to, and you know, but again, Dungeon keeps coming in, and it's really funny. It gets a big reaction every time. Like for me, obviously, it was going a little bit over it. There's something with him and Shifty, some situation. I didn't get this.
Shifty. Yeah, basically, like this is a very long story, and I don't want to take up too much of the podcast. Shifty Presidents, I fuck with Shifty, right? Shout out to Shifty first and foremost, but basically there's another rapper from Glasgow called Nitty Grits. He's actually battled on Don't Flop before, but he looks a bit like Shifty, and he did a series of videos just mocking his accent. And Shifty took it incredibly badly, like threatened him and shit. Like there was a whole fucking beef, and it lasted honestly about 6 months, right? But Nitty Grits would start off every one of his videos by like looking away from the camera and then turning to the camera, and then this terrible American accent going, "Oh, I didn't see you there." Right? That was his intro to his videos, so that's why I worked that into that bar. You act like a Shifty Ned, but when it was time to defend Shifty Prez, I didn't see you there. Right? It was just cheap heat from the crowd, basically. But that story didn't really pan out as being as interesting as I thought it would when I started.
That's fine, man. No, that was interesting. Z, you know, he's kind of seems a little bit stumbled by you, really. He goes in on sort of SP and people thinking he's him. Like, there's no reaction to that. Is that just dumb material?
Yeah, it didn't pop.
No. He says that he's going to get a blade from the Disney shop, which is it's one of those kind of freestyle brain farts, I guess. But he rocks with it, you know. And then
he said he's going to run me over in my granddad's car.
Yeah,
that's a little fucking random freestyle from Z, man.
Big up Z. How many people have you killed? You ask him in your second. He says 10,000, which is 10, quite funny.
Yeah. It's an accurate number.
It is. Dungeon. And if the shit that... I mean, the horrorcore thing deserves to die, is what you're saying. If the shit that you pursue in your lyrics happened to someone you knew, you'd be stood on the stoop as a witness. And a gain in popularity in horrorcore would only show a collapse in critical thinking. That's really heavy.
Yeah, well, it's true.
No, I mean,
it's not. It's kind of a non-issue though, because this is the fucked up thing. Like, I listen to necro and shit. Like, I get why people enjoy it. You know, but it's so easy to lampoon because it's so ridiculous.
Well, I mean, quickly before we get into the final round, who are the people that you listen to that you really admire? Who are someone lately that you really like?
Just in terms of battle rap, or just rappers in general? I
guess rappers in general, sort of like a necro. Like, is there any influence there, or?
There's influence from necro, but I don't really fuck with him. As like I listened to him when I was a teenager and shit. I still respect him as a producer actually more than a rapper. I think a really dope producer. Some of his production is great. But I don't know. Recently, the last rapper to like really impress me like on a track was Vince Staples. Really fuck with Vince Staples heavy. Aero Sweatshirt as well. I fuck with him really heavy.
Yeah, nice man.
Yeah, it was like Father as well, like Awful Records. I've been checking their shit quite a bit recently. There's that. I don't know. I listen to less music than I used to. That's too busy fucking thinking of horrible things to say about people.
Such as his sexual history consists of 4 4s, like a
dance producer. Yeah, that's a fucking bar, man.
Love
Here's
that.
The thing, like, I wrote that whole fucking pretty much all of like 80% of that battle I wrote on the plane to Amsterdam. Like, it was just like one of those, everything kind of came very natural. It's not as like punchline heavy as my later battles, but I'm actually that out of the breaking the barrier battles, which I did, that is my favourite battle, definitely.
There's these great moments in battle rap, and definitely in this verse, where you deliver such damning kind of evidence to how shit Z is, and then he does his verses and kind of proves you right, and kind of just go in on his terrible style and.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. There's this kind of like awkwardness, but in a good way. But where you're like, you talk about doing his style at the end of your voice. Bit your whole style. It was a rancid flavor, way too easy coming up with whack raps for these wanks to favor. Like, I mean, you take it free zip here. This was a very like, I know this wasn't your first like battle, but for an early cam battle, very very impressive.
Yeah, thanks, man. I had fun with that battle.
Yeah. And like you're coming into the final with Weedy. How many were in the tournament originally? Like, was it 8 or?
So like 8. I think something like that. I don't know. I think it's actually more than that. Evil was in that tournament. He got put out by first guy that I battled, RDS. He got put out by him.
No.
Yeah, no, it was not. It was like as you can see with these battles, like if you can sort of play to the crowd a bit and just get some like cheap laughs, you can get over and get the victory. So that's kind of what happened with Evil and RDS. You watch that battle, Evil was better than RDS, but I guess the crowd were just on RDS's side. But yeah, shout out RDS, by the way. I actually like that dude. Something like 8. I think it might have even been 16 the first year, but this next year it kind of went down to 8 or something. It's not a big tournament.
And like we definitely see it in the Z battle, but especially from Weedy onwards, you know, these are rounds with bars, with comedy, you know, but with structure, like real, like thematic concreteness, you know, really angles that are really like, you know, personally bespoke and sculpted. So I mean, do these take extra long to write and learn? Like, because they're just heavy. It's not like B Magic, for example, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It does take. Well, I think it's just the way I approach battles now. Like, I don't take a lot of short notice battles, and like there was plenty of notice for the breaking the barrier thing. I think each battle had like at least 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, they were long. Long uploads. Yeah.
So yeah, it's literally structured as you hear it. Like I don't really keep my structure loose. I know a lot of battle rappers like to do that. They like to just write sort of little schemes or multi-patterns and then keep it loose, so if something fucks up on the day, they can switch the material around. I don't really do that. I kind of write my shit just beginning to end and then sort of take time spitting it, rehearsing it, rewriting it. So yeah, it's a long process to remember that amount of material, because I think, there was at least 2-minute rounds in the WD battle.
The WD battle's a long battle.
It's a long battle. It's like 28 minutes long or something.
Yeah. There's a few comments actually saying that they prefer it to be a little bit shorter. I can kind of feel that, like, it is quite long. Like Weedy, especially, your style plays better to long form at times, whereas his can maybe seem a bit listicle, a bit BuzzFeedy. But it's still really good. Weedy, I'm kind of asking this to you as well as to the audience. I'll answer it very quickly. Was whose tryout from Don't Flop? That's a little trivia question.
I know that. Soul.
It was Soul, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Soul's first
Soul
lost. Soul lost, Soul choked.
Lost.
Yeah.
I was there.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. I was in the audience for that. The first ever Don't Flop Scotland event in like 2010 or some shit.
He had like some line about sort of stomp you with my caterpillars, you'll feel butterfly knives in your stomach or some shit like that. It was I can't really remember, but yeah, that was old school, man. That was an old school battle. Like, there's no desire then? You were watching this and seeing Soul choke and thinking, I could have done better than that?
I was at that time. I was more focused on producing music and recording tracks and making beats and just kind of mastering that craft. I wasn't really too much into the battles. Like at that time, I liked freestyling and just like going back and forth with people like that. I didn't really see much of the point of taking ages to write a battle. But I think it's just because I don't know. I just wanted to hone my craft more as a musician, I guess you could say.
At least you did jump in the ring, and we got these fucking great battles to go through, including Weedy, Soul's tryout.
Removed her dress, hit it at a rapid tempo like Marty Pello. She's wet. Insert my schmeckle, we're listening to heavy metal. She'll get stretched, breathless. I leave the fanny dying. Man, she's crying. Daniel Bryan. Yes.
It was just weird for me because I obviously did the Soul episode, as you mentioned, so I have seen this battle. I do remember Weedy. I remember him being quite good, actually. And, he's aged well, as Weed doesn't, but he has. And, Buzz. But no, great to see
Wow. No, shout out Weedy, man. Weedy battled Pedro as well.
Yeah.
I want to try and get... He hasn't done a battle in quite a while.
Get him on Iron Bars, man.
On Iron Bars at some point,
please.
Definitely.
Yeah, that would
definitely will, because he is a legend, man. He is.
And just before we jump into this, which is going to be the final Breaking the Barrier, are there any other battles from this tournament that you remember being really good that you recommend people to listen to? Because I want to explore this tournament because these battles are good.
You know what? I don't know. It's been so long ago that I can't really remember. To be honest.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to go back and look at the battles.
No, we all do. So check out Breaking the Barrier, Mackenzie.
Check out Breaking the Barrier.
Check out that channel. Looks like a great event. So Weedy, he goes in on your voice, which I suppose is kind of a common kind of attack. Calm down, Ginger Spice.
Really getting to the meat and bones of it here. Calm down, Ginger Spice. But this is it. Like that again. The Scottish battling is slightly different because it just comes from the culture that we have in Scotland of just slagging each other rotten, like just absolutely ripping the cunt out of each other for no reason. And that's like a good like schoolboy way to put somebody down. Like, calm down, Ginger Spice. Like that. It's all you need to say to just break a man's will to live,
Yeah, no, and a common thing that I found whenever I watch Scottish battles, they always mention you or your family being unemployed, which never really comes up in Don't Flop.
This is it. I mean, in Glasgow, if you're a battler who just makes all of your material about your opponent's family being unemployed, 2 out of 3 times that's going to be true.
Yeah.
So
you're from the one town in Scotland that begins with Pay, but nobody works.
Yeah, which is actually not true. I'm not from Paisley. I'm from which is near Paisley, but
you're from
not
where?
Paisley.
Sorry.
I'm from a town called Renfrew.
Right.
It's just sort of between Glasgow and Paisley, but I guess there wasn't an easy punchline to be made out of that town, so we just kind of conveniently changed it.
You've done like all 4 in-betweeners combined into one, apparently.
Yeah, which is weird because there wasn't a ginger in between us or one with a beard. And I think actually O'Shea said a similar bar to Kid Twist, but this was like a year after the battle with me and Weedy came out, so you know.
Yeah.
O'Shea been checking our shit.
Have you spoke to O'Shea?
I know O'Shea, yeah. I've met him a few times. He's cool with me, man.
He's such a good guy. You couldn't get a deal in a Noel Edmonds game show.
It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, surely though, you remember this first, where the concept of this first is fantastic. Where kind of like class in session kind of thing. It has this kind of didactorial kind of nature to it. You love him. You say you made him realize who you are as a person. You came out the closet, and then you have a no thanks shirt. Which you take out. What was the angle?
So here's the backstory behind this. So basically, when the Scottish independence referendum happened, and there was the big yes movement, the vast majority, almost everyone, not just in the Scottish hip hop scene, but just the Scottish music scene in general, and especially in Glasgow, which was a big yes city, everyone, including myself, was really in support of Scottish independence. And Weedy was one of the only people I knew who was actually open about the fact that he was voting no. And quite a contentious issue. But I actually I respect him because we did a gig on the night of the referendum, and he actually came and did a little spoken word piece about why he didn't think independence was a good idea, and a venue full of yes voters. And everybody I think had a sort of similar reaction to it as I did. Like, I really didn't agree with his point but respected it. But I thought this battle took place about a year after maybe not as much as a year after the referendum, but still kind of a bit of a bitter taste in people's mouths. So I just thought I'd remind everyone and sort of gimmick this angle into this battle, because I'd been watching a lot of battle rap at the time, and I'd especially been watching a lot of Daylight battles. And one thing I liked about Daylight, other than the fact that I think he's one of the greatest of all time in terms of writing, like he is. The way Daylight writes is insane. I don't know how the fuck he comes up with the shit he comes up with. But the antic side of things, I thought was really interesting, because it gives you a chance to use the battle itself as a stage, in a way, to do your own little thing, to perform your own little piece, like he did with like the slave gimmick with the Pat Stay battle. Like that is a performance art piece, just on a battle rap stage. And he didn't win the battle with what he had, but what he did in that battle from a performance point of view is incredible. So I wanted to do something not that extreme, but bring a little bit of a political subtext into it, and also up the level of my performance. Having this kind of gimmick thing, you take I had the no thanks shirt, and then I tried to make everybody think that I was a no voter as well, which you can hear the crowd fucking turn on me when I do this, right? Because there's people in the room who just didn't realise that I was working an angle. It was just something I wanted to approach a battle differently than I knew Weedy would approach it. I knew that he would have approached it just as a battle, as you said and recapped his bars, a lot of very direct insults, personal attacks. But if I came with the extra performance element, I knew that I'd win it. So
It's a crazy, I urge people to check out this round. Like, I'm not going to quote the whole thing. Like you say, you unleash the t-shirt, there's a tide of resentment, but you ride it well. It gives the whole round this weird energy that's great. And like, when you watch it back, you kind of appreciate it more. The first watch, you are kind of like a little bit curious, but the writing is so good. Sort of playing the Weedy character. The Yes Coalition wanted us to do all this stressing and thinking it's a terrible mission. Yeah.
It's amazing being a male in your 20s in Britain. I mean, again, I think it's good. I mean, the thing about the independence referendum for me is that it really opened the door for me in terms of wanting to look into how our system works and how it's actually structured, and researching different bits of the history of my own country, and also researching how our government actually works. And for not just myself, I know, but a lot of young people in Scotland, the referendum was their first big engagement with politics. And I just wanted to, because there was a bit of a feeling of, after all the hype had died down after we didn't get independence, there was this sort of feeling that there was a vacuum that had been left, and people had just sort of gone back to business as usual. And I feel that artists like myself should keep talking about this shit, because if you think something's important, then you should definitely use your art as a vehicle to try and discuss it.
Like using your battles, right?
Yeah, like using my battles, yeah. It's kind of similar to I know we're going to get onto that later, but kind of similar to the concept with the Cloudy battle in the third round of that. Like, it's using the battle to talk about something different that I knew that no one else would really talk about in a battle format.
Why would we care about things like public spending revision, welfare division, the elite sitting at the head of a system that connects a network of perverts,
Intent on molesting their children, that's true. It's true.
Yeah.
We can all come out to the battle rap event and have fun. I'm into that too. I like having fun. I like getting drunk. I like acting like a silly cunt. But let's just bear that a little bit in mind. That's actually true. There is a horrible elitist system in this country, and the crimes that they have committed, we don't know the extent of. But it's bad, man. Sorry, back to the battle. Back to the bars.
Because I mean, just as we dwell on that, which I was dwelling as well, weirdly. You crash it back down to earth, and you say, at least we don't have kids, and then oh shit, you realise that Weedy has kids. It's a very vicious yank back to reality. I really like the whole section. It's fantastic. And then Weedy, I mean, you kind of have to rebuttal what you've done in some way. So he says, anyone remember 2 years ago when rapping about politics was gay?
Politics was gay. That's the first flip ever, because it's like, oh wait, yeah, actually this is gay as fuck. Why are you talking about politics? We're having a rap battle. Fuck you.
Bet you were ginger in the sonogram.
Yeah, probably was. Yeah.
Grew up in a house where the consumption of gingerbread men was tantamount to cannibalism.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great.
And then another common Scottish trope, we were saying that unemployed, also just kind of going through their family, and each member, your grandma does this, your uncle's fucking your, whatever, the Brutan clan.
Aye, all of my family goes down the job centre at once to sign on and call ourselves the Brutan clan, which is because being on the Glaswegian parlance, being on the dole is, we call it being on the brew.
Right.
Yeah, so it's actually a very clever bar, but this is again problem with Scottish battling, and some of we have our whole fucking different slang, and it can work very well into bars very intelligently, but no one outside of our fucking postcode understands what the fuck we're saying.
You're saying, in your second, David and Goliath in reverse. Obviously, Weedy is slightly smaller than you. You're teaching a lesson again. You come from a place where rappers practice their flows until perfection in the hopes to get attention. You come from a mom who smoked when she was pregnant.
Oh, no, that's actually quite good.
Yeah, that is quite good.
It's not bad. I feel like something especially when it's an earlier battle. I look back on those battles and there's a lot of shit that I didn't know in battles that I probably wouldn't do now, but and I think it kind of tells the fact that I was used to recording on tracks and shit that it's all very multi-syllabically stacked, that's how I kind of, I don't really approach my writing that way anymore, but I used to approach it just from the point of trying to stack multis and what could I say, you know.
Are you going on his label mates as well as being cunts? Like, who were they?
Oh, it's Zebedee and True Facts. I actually fuck with Zebedee, but True Facts is one of the worst. But he's a terrible MC from Edinburgh, and it's comically bad. Like, he's got a video where it's got like this chick in it who's like she looks like a fucking prostitute, and and he's like talking about all these haters, how they should shut the fuck up, like just pure sort of like late 90s Americanized hip hop, except it was made like 2 years ago or some shit. Like, it's bad. Like, it's just bad. It's fucking bad.
And I mean, that's pretty much, even though they're that bad, you say that, you know, dwarfed by others, you know, before you even stood in their shadow, kind of thing.
Shadow People is Weedy's with a crew called Shadow People.
Right. And Weedy, you know, in the third, talking about Blizzard. Blizzard was doing a set. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Blizzard was headlining that night. Blizzard's a really cool dude, man. And he smashed it that night in Glasgow. Like, Blizzard is a great live performer.
That's cool, man. I'd love to get him on the show sometime soon. And Weedy says there'll be a blizzard in here soon, and you'll still get sunburn.
Yeah.
You know, and like, yeah, again, you know, we've done 2 of your battles, and in both battles there is the angle of you ain't even the best Mackenzie in Scotland, or, you know, what's your name? Like, it's just
I don't know, but I mean, the thing is, like, shout out to Strong Tone, by the way. He was the original Mr. Mackenzie. He actually battled on Don't Flop back, I don't know, 2010 or something. I can't remember who he battled a couple of times on Don't Flop, and battled quite frequently in Scotland. He's from Edinburgh, but he called himself Mr. Mackenzie, and then I didn't know who he was. I just adopted the name. The reason that I just go by my last name is because back when I was making beats and just sending them to people over MySpace back in about 2009, there's a crew from New York I used to kind of send beats to, and they did a bunch of drops for me, like, and it was just retarded, because these dudes from New York going, yo man, you ain't getting that money if you ain't bumping that Mackenzie shit, just so I could put something on my fucking mixtape. So that I just went, because I guess that's my rap name now. So I didn't know who Mr. Mackenzie was. We actually battled each other in a freestyle battle.
For the name?
For the name, and I lost. But, I lost, and then a couple of years later he changed his name. So it really ain't that deep. It ain't that deep.
No. And, you know, he keeps going and going to his testament. He's skilled MC. He knows how to continue rounds. He doesn't choke. He doesn't falter. He attacks. Like, you know, he does well.
He's good, man. Anyone who doesn't know who he is should probably watch his battle against Pedro. He's good in that battle. You know, he holds his own against Pedro.
And then in your third, we get the Daniel Bryan reference.
Yeah, well, because you've got to put a wrestling bar in at least every one of your battles. You've got to do at least one wrestling bar.
Are you a wrestling fan, Mackenzie?
I was a huge wrestling fan when I was. I don't really watch it as much as I used to anymore, but I will watch the occasional pay-per-view. But I was big into, when I was a kid, and especially when I was a teenager, I was a huge wrestling fan. Yeah,
apparently, you know, Weedy would say a no vote is a vote for change, even in a different way.
Yeah, that's just fucking gay.
Wow.
No, I don't know, man.
I'm just, you know, it's what he said.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of his position.
And you hope Scotland gets independence and hopes that he fucking kills himself. So
yeah, because he said a yes vote was like suicide.
Yeah. But at the end, you know, to wrap it all up, at least he's not English.
At least he's not English. Yeah. That's it.
And then
the funny thing about that is, you see the battle, the camera pans round to the crowd, and it sort of pans round to Blizzard, and Blizzard goes, "What's wrong with being English?"
Oh man. And it's great to see Blizzard there judging as well, and it's awesome as well that, I mean, you give a little speech at the end that's really, like, you know, it's passionate, man. I love that moment.
Yeah, I felt like, this is the thing, like, I felt like I wanted to kick a little bit of life back into the scene and do something a bit different, and I also kind of had this sort of ambition that didn't really play out. Like, I've won this tournament in Scotland. It's going to be really easy for me to get onto a Don't Flop platform now, or get on just get a battle down south. I'll just have offers coming. Like, well, it didn't happen like that. But and I actually I'm actually glad that it didn't happen that way. I'm actually glad that it was King of the Ronalds that put me on first.
No, me too.
Because I get the feeling that when I do battles with King of the Ronalds, it's not that I'm just building my own profile. I'm also helping the league build their profile, and not just the league, just like this community of people. Like we're all a part of this thing. We build up the profile of battle rap as we like to see it.
Yeah, completely. And just your speech. You big up Weedy. Talk about your love for the culture, trying to build a movement, and at the end you ask Blizzard if he wants to battle. Like that needs to go down.
Yeah, no, I'd love to battle Blizzard.
Yeah.
He doesn't really battle that much anymore. He did the Poets versus Rappers thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have any immediate plans to battle, but at some point in the future, I would definitely like to battle Blizzard.
Yeah, that would be fantastic, man. And the movement to KOTR then, how did that come about? Was that just you just eyeing it up and thinking, right, well, it's the only one,
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd emailed Don't Flop a few times, and I'd kind of gotten no response from them. Yeah. I'd spoken to Briggsy a bit, and nothing had really transpired with it. So I was just hitting people up on like Twitter and shit. I think I hit Baz from Mad Dog TV up because he was posting shit about Clash of the Day, and I mistakenly thought that was like a new battle league.
Right.
I was like, "Oh, you looking for battlers?" He's like, "No, but if you want to get on King of the Ronalds, I can put you in contact with Hulk." And I think Evil had already done King of the Ronalds at this point.
Right.
I wasn't too familiar with King. I was familiar with them, but I hadn't really checked the league or anything. But I was like, yeah, fuck it, and got in contact with Hulk. He offered me this battle in Taunton in the West Country, and I thought, it's a fair distance from Glasgow, but I thought, fuck, might as well just do it, and started this crazy journey.
And that was with Simplicity.
Yeah, I was against Simplicity.
And what was the reaction after? Were people surprised? Did people know who you were? Or
nobody knew who I was, which was great. I think that played to my strength. It's a classic KOTR battle because Simplicity chokes in all three of his rounds and gets cut off by Mickey in classic Mickey Worthless fashion, and I just go in at him for 3 rounds straight. Like he maybe spits about 45 seconds of material in the whole battle. But I think I was helped with the fact that nobody knew me and people were just really surprised, like, because especially when it's a tryout battle and it's it's easy to assume that it's not going to be to a certain standard, but I guess since nobody knew I've actually been doing this, I've actually been battling and shit, I think people were just really sort of impressed with the way that I came at them.
and then from there, was it Mickey and Hulk were like, well, we got to get you more battles?
Yeah, pretty much. They got me.
What was second? Was it Ben Carlo?
Just Ben Carlo, on what was supposed to be the Cadillac Ron tour.
Yeah.
Which obviously... Yeah, rest in peace to Caddy. Obviously, that didn't happen, but which was actually the event. Despite Caddy not being there, the event was actually really good. And then after that, I can't remember who they offered me after that, but I can't remember who it was. But they dropped out, and Hulk stepped in. So that was my third battle, and I was pretty gassed to battle Hulk because I rate him as a rapper.
You will be no platform out this whole art form. You don't conform to the consensus. It ain't hard to see you don't understand the gravity of what's said because you're not centered. So if you think the laws of motion are just ethereal, let me school you with the class of a nerd. Study Newton's law, perfect outline for rapping a verse, because when he tries to get love from a crowd of equals, it's opposite. There's no reaction deserved, and that is absurd. You suffer a loss of motion if they're not understanding your third.
This is a fantastic battle, definitely on your end. Like Jesus, like real huge. Not even an up in delivery. I mean, this is what I expect from watching the earlier battles. But just I don't know. This must have felt great to have like an opportunity in like quite a vibrant league with like a big audience.
Yeah, the opportunity felt just like I'd been having good battles in Scotland. The Simplicity battle was fun. Ben Carlo was like, I was pleased with my performance in that battle. Ben Carlo was okay, but not as good as I've seen him before. But I felt like with Hulk, because he's such a sort of capable MC that I could do some crazy shit and he would be able to sort of match me, even as he did with, you know, a bit less content than I had. I knew that we'd be able to have a good back and forth between us and actually have a really good, tight, solid battle, which is really at the moment where I'm at with battle rap, is that's all I really want, is to continue having really good, tight, solid battles and hopefully some classics with people. And I felt that a battle with Hulk for me would have been the best opportunity at the time to do that.
Well, you mentioned the daylight influence earlier, you know, whether it be in writing form or antic form, and you come with the Hulk hands, which everyone remembers, the big Incredible Hulk green sort of fists that you could get. I think they came out when like the Ang Lee film came out or something. They seem to be quite old, but they're pretty popular, aren't they? They seem to have sort of transcended almost, you know, whatever.
Yeah, they're great.
They are great, and like you do rock paper scissors, but obviously it covers your fist, and you say you did scissors.
It was scissors that did under that.
Right. So you begin, you know, going in a Hulk, never seen a crackhead this heavy, looking like Craig Charles 8 lefty. Pretty accurate. Rest in peace to Cadillac. When this ginger hit a mean line, dope. That's rest in peace to Cadillac.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Cadillac. Got to throw that in there because Caddy Ron became a big influence of mine, actually. I knew I was aware of him, but it wasn't until I got booked on the Caddy Ron tour that I really properly went and looked into his back catalogue and was like, yo, this guy he's one of the most underrated of all time.
What are some of his battles that you've enjoyed?
God, Jesus, the Dre Vicious battle. Right. It's so fucking, it is so uncomfortable, like those heavy race angles, and the AB Hoggish battle as well, just crazy. Him versus Lex Diamond is a great battle. Right. He's had so many classics, man. Him versus Tantrum, it's a crazy battle. Rest in peace, Caddy, man. He was great.
Yeah. And with Hulk, I mean, you've got to do name flips, haven't you? You've got to do sort of Marvel. Any place Hulk's drawing, there's something called Marvel-at. Incorporate the Hulk hands, you know, you take them off. Like, it's great to see you do that. I love this is my dress code when I body him in his own ends, white boy in a black hood. That aggression.
Yeah. I got to kind of match that with Hulk, because I feel like the thing with Hulk is he's such a he's a big dude, and knowing his history, you know, he's one of the fucking most certified in UK battle rap, like he really is. But I knew that the Hulk's style is just to sort of stand there and sort of calmly throw out just really brutal disses, and I knew I had to kind of overpower him in a sense. That's the only time I could ever overpower Hulk in any sense, is in a battle rap context.
Well, I mean, you say this bear looks cuddly, and sort of cuddly as well.
Bear cuddly, and I gave him a little hug.
Yes, homo, no pauses.
Yes, homo, no pauses. He is a Adonis of a man.
That last shit was bear bars, pandemonium, etc. I mean, you've got to do a Scottish boy served over the net like Andy Murray, I guess. That's sort of that's going to come in there. Leaving Hulk skimp when we're coming for this green. Trapped in my pen and get you fleeced like a sheep farmer.
Trapped in my pen, get you fleeced like a sheep farmer.
Love that shit, man. Love that shit. Mickey cracking up at this. Like, you can tell you're already kind of a favourite in the league quite early on.
Yeah, I think people were quite behind me in that battle too, because they'd enjoyed my past performances. That's one thing that, again, I loved about King of the Ronalds, is just the way I was sort of immediately embraced by everyone, and, you know, people were quick to tell me that, you know, for they saw my potential and shit. Especially Mickey and Baz. You know, Baz would just bring me up in conversation about battles any chance that he could. You know, he really wanted to kind of push me forward a bit.
Yeah, man. He's I had him on the podcast recently. Great dude. Shout out Baz.
Shout out Baz, man. He's a good guy.
The Hulk showing up to Bird's house, cock rock solid. Just an odd sock on it.
Just an odd sock on it. Yeah. It's just a perfect that's a perfect way to begin a round.
Right. You can say hard shit in battles and it can kick off, but then when you analyse it, like, what does it mean? I'm not sure I understand what he means when he's playing hopscotch on your girl's pussy. It's kind of just like...
He'll draw a grid on the pussy and play hopscotch on it. That's
it.
That's a good sexual move.
Right.
You've never done it, Tom.
Butter knife versus Thor's hammer. He unfortunately cuts it a little short, but
Yeah. I guess he was not as prepared as I was for that battle, or he's cut his round short, couldn't remember his bars or whatever, which is a shame because that first round of his was very fucking good. Like it was just the attitude. Hulk's great at sort of engaging with the crowd. Just he's got a very likable presence.
Totally. Yeah, very authoritative, but very chummy as well. Going in on him in the second on Judge Rinder, obviously they were on it. Only time he's come back from court much richer. Getting his funeral suit and going on the telly was a nice touch there as well.
Yeah, you gotta have your funeral suit. That's when you're working class, the only suit you wear is the one that you wear to weddings and funerals.
Yeah.
It's the only one you own.
I mean, you play to your own virtues here. So you say that you turn up looking like a stone Tintin, but you body every cunt in the building.
Body every cunt in the whole building.
Yeah.
Stone Tintin.
And then, talking about how can a black man have no rhythm? Hulk plays triangle in a reggae band. He's on a bad man ting.
A bad man ting. I saw someone make that joke on Facebook, not exactly the same way, but I thought that would work into a bar pretty well. Yeah.
and Hulk mentions the round lengths here, which is a kind of like, again, he's quite playful in his regard. He's, he says that he'll reclaim the title before he lets you even get at it. Was that a concept back then that you were maybe eventually going to battle Bard?
Yeah, I think so. I think my name had already been thrown about for title contention, but it was just people, I guess, at that point didn't think that I had enough battles on KOTR, which was true. At that point, I don't, including the Hulk battle, we'd only had like 3 battles. So it was, but yeah, that's what was. People were saying that right from the start, man, that they wanted me to challenge for the title, and I think that's what was good about KOTR is it's kind of like the people who are getting mentioned now in terms of contending me for the title are like guys like Canel, who's like a KOTR homegrown talent.
Love Canel.
Yeah, who people warm to him for a completely different reason than they would warm to me. Like it's. Canel's just very, very funny and likable and just says random weird shit. But it's kind of, people. It's a kind of cult of personality thing. That's what I like about KOTR. It's everyone's kind of a weird, unique individual, and that's what's great about it. That's what you need in battle rap. You need characters in battle rap because battle rap is like wrestling in a sense.
Oh yeah.
And it's all based on fucking characters, good guys and bad guys, faces and heels. So, so I just got to ramble in there.
No, ramble on, as Zeppelin say. But little red packet with the food. It's not a fucking ketchup sachet.
That's fucking hard.
Really hard. Excellent attack out the gate on the third, and I actually posted this battle to Reddit this morning, and for no real reason I quoted part of this round in it, and some guy said that he'd never heard you before, but he read it and he screw-faced, and I was like, that's gotta be kind of a good sign, right?
That's a good thing.
That is a good. And then I love the end of the whole no platformed out this whole art form if you don't conform to the consensus. The whole it ain't hard to see the gravity of what's said because you're not centered.
Yeah. I mean, that got kind of less of a reaction than I thought it would in the room. But like that's the replay value. That's why I like that kind of heavy, sort of intricate, like wordplay and punchline heavy style, because it's got rewatch value. Might not get the biggest pop in the room, but people will watch it back and appreciate it on a different level.
Soul-esque,
yes. Well, I mean, that's the comparisons between me and Soul. The comparisons that other people make never end. I actually don't think I'm that much him, although I really do fuck with Soul, man. I rate him heavily. God. Like he's he's a world class battle rapper, and he's so casual about it. He takes it as a complete hobby. And he just sort of casually destroys people. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's very. I think it's equivalent to if you're a sports fan, you kind of like, I'm in the era of like Ronaldo and Messi. It's like just sort of seeing Soul battle right now. It's just really. It seems kind of from the C Major battle onwards, he's just kicked up a gear and just has these just enormous punchlines. Just real room shakers. You know? But it's intelligent shit as well. It's like really. I just mentioned of Archaic recently. I mean, fair enough if you don't remember this, it's kind of an obscure moment. But Soul has like this Inception scheme about Inception and spinning tops and the levels against Archaic, and it's just very, very well written. Like you can really tell that it's been laboured over.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is what you want. But I mean, you guys battling, is that a possibility on any league or?
I think it's a possibility, but it's not going to happen anytime soon.
No.
But it is a possibility for sure.
Mm-hmm. And you don't flop when his mum's around. Is that your slogan?
Yeah, not anymore. I stopped doing it. I kind of did it to get kind of cheap heat from the first KOTR battle that I did. I just sort of kept it because sometimes I just have trouble like finishing a round on a point, so that's why I brought the slogans in. Slogans are kind of gimmicky in battle rap, but if you can manage to convince enough people to remember your slogan, then it puts a good little exclamation point on a round.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. No, totally. I don't think it's a bad slogan. I think it's good that you've retired it. You don't need to. Sometimes slogan can just stamp a kind of moment in your career rather than being a defining aspect of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely what that does. And Holger, long third here, so he's making up for kind of the choke in the first. Rebuttals to a certain extent, saying that you copied Soul and developed his Twitch. I mean, Soul isn't the only Scottish rapper, is he? Come on, but I guess you got to play that angle.
Well, he's the most well-known one. Like when you say Scottish battle rap, people pretty much think Soul and Respect BA.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other, like the likes of Gasp, for example, I think gets largely forgotten, even though if you go back and watch his battles, and him and Depths and the 2-on-2s as well, and Don't Flop when they were in it, they were fucking good, man. They were easily on the caliber of, any Don't Flop rapper from that time. Mm-hmm. So it's like I think some of these guys kind of get forgotten, but it's just most people remember BA though. BA is a legend.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm hoping to get him on the show soon. He said that he was interested.
Yeah.
So,
he'll do it for you, man. He's a good guy, man. He hosted Iron Bars. He's hosting the next one. I'm trying to get him out and get him about the scene a bit more because he's a veteran and he's kind of. He's like the fucking Shang Tsung of battle rap, in my opinion. He's the guy you get to the top because the way he can freestyle and the way he can put people down, he's alpha in every sense of the word.
I mean, does he still battle or?
No, he doesn't. He hasn't battled, and this is the thing. BA will battle when it's necessary. He sees it in a very different way. He sees it as more of a sport. He sees it as a very competitive, combative thing because he's a martial artist as well.
Right.
Seasoned martial artist, like multiple black belt, I think. I don't know what his discipline was, but yeah. So he sees it in a very, and the era that he came from, the freestyle era, it was much more, it was much more serious. It was much more, counting the judges would be battled on counting the punches, and it would be approached more like a sport, and it would be things could kick off a lot easier as well. As he tells. I'm sure if you get him on the podcast, he'll tell you exactly what it was like. But so he comes at it from that kind of perspective, and it's changed so much. So he told me that he would possibly be open to the concept of doing another battle, but only if he felt it was right, because he still has MCs when he does shows, like we were talking about Z earlier, Z and Gimmick from Dungeon Dwellers. There's a video on YouTube. They run up on BA at a show and fucking they start battling him outside, and he just goes 2-on-1 against them and takes them both out. Yeah. He's and sure, Dungeon Dwellers, but it's very obvious. Dungeons. Yeah, he's Dungeon, but he took his out, man. But yeah, so that's the thing with BA. He's like a Sith, he's a mercenary, he's an assassin. He's not into all the nerdy new shit with battle rap. If you watch his Zayn Azrai battle, like he totally addresses it. The fucking personals and the digging online and all that shit. Yeah.
No,
so yeah, what we're talking about again.
No, I would say just a little Respect BA tangent. I would say check out Respect BA and Stig versus Archaic and Kules outside a pawn shop. That's on Jump Off like 2007. That's a fucking great battle.
Check out BA versus Immaculate.
Yeah, don't flop. Yeah, that's a good battle as well. Yeah,
that's a brilliant battle.
That is a really good battle. Yeah, BA was he's fucking fantastic. Yeah, really looking forward to having him on. But we'll push forward to an event that was really cool event actually, and I think deserves a bit more recognition than what it got. The KOTR versus Gift of the Gab. That was an exciting card, wasn't it?
Fantastic event, great card. Every battle was great. The atmosphere was amazing. Just a really fucking good event, man. Should have got more recognition. It was a big thing, I think, for battle rap.
So as well, yeah.
2 leagues coming together with completely different styles. I mean, just being in that room, it was the most diverse crowd I've ever played to. It was, you had all these, young like kids from West London and shit. A lot of very mixed crowd. You had guys like Lazy Arse Jack and Bear Solutions in the crowd, these two Oxford students. You had like a 60-year-old black dude from Chicago who just wandered in off the street and stayed for the whole event.
Nice.
Like, just racially very diverse. Just a crazy thing to be a part of. And everyone stepped up and everyone performed. It felt like the start of something good, and there was definitely talk of it's going to be a more regular thing. They'll probably do it yearly or something. If a year they'll do KOTR versus Gab. I certainly hope that it happens again, because it was a great thing to be a part of.
This rapper will get his heart burned. Get the Gavis gone. After this, you'll be wishing the footage gets abandoned, gone. Begging your boy to make a cut or not put it up, trying to cover up this kid getting fucked like the BBC when they put Jimmy Savile on.
Was Big J Shock supposed to go down there, or?
It was, yeah.
I love that.
Shock's got in some kind of argument with the Hulk on Facebook and pulled out the event.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Shame. Yeah, it's a shame, man. I would have loved to have seen Big J versus Shocks.
Right. I mean, yeah, that would be fantastic. I think you and Shocks one day.
I would love to battle Shocks.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would love to battle Shocks.
Why?
All the time. I think Shocks is one of the best punchliners out right now.
Outstanding.
Really looking forward to seeing him versus Tony. That's going to be crazy.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, that is just... Don't flop a sort of card on to just give people, like, there's no kind of card or design. It's just like, here's a match everyone wants to see, and we'll just sort of put battles underneath it. Like, I dig that shit, man. And in your first here, you immediately speak of disadvantage, but you're a Scottish man who drinks in the street, so London poses no thing to you, How
am I going to feel less at home in London? Because as a Scotsman, I am saddened anytime I go to London, because anytime I hear a homeless person speak, it's in a Scottish accent. I don't know why that is. There's just like the only guy last time I was there, the only dude who asked me for change, and it was another Scottish guy. I don't know what it is. All the homeless people from Scotland seem to migrate towards London. I guess there's better opportunities for homeless people there. I don't know what it is, man.
From what I know about singing, Soprano's a bitch.
Facts.
Obviously going against Charlie Soprano. Most average cut I've met, so Soprano's mid-range.
Most average cunt I've met, so Soprano's mid-range, because a mezzo soprano is down a register from a soprano, I think.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody reacted to it, so I'm like, everyone knows what a mezzo soprano is. So I was like, I thought that bar was going to get a dead reaction, but it went off in the room.
I didn't clock onto that. That is a fucking that is a great bar. Talk about mixing gun bars with fruit scheme. People went bananas for the clip. A spazzy hater tomato flavoured, a fruit that gets mistaken for a vegetable. I mean, it's hitting heavy as well. The crowd are really rocking with you. You've got slow it down syndrome. I mean, you could spit that in any bar ever. You can imagine O'Shea saying that to someone and just like,
I think it actually has been said before. Who was it? Not Sketch Menace. 24/7. I don't know. Someone from King of because someone said that on the forum board. Like, but he didn't say you've got slow it down syndrome. He said, I think it's like all you rappers with your slow it down syndrome, slow it down. All you rappers slow with Down syndrome.
Oh, right.
And then Aaron Solomon said to Disaster, you've got I want to be Down syndrome as well. But I didn't realise any of this because that's like a set-up bar. It's a very obvious joke.
Yeah.
It's a very simple, obvious joke. So like that's where it becomes the fine line between, you know, is it biting if you think of something that someone else has also thought of and it's a bit obvious, but you decide to use it anyway?
I don't think so, and I think he used it in a different way, and he kind of works with the punch of an end of a very developed scheme as well. Shall I say it again? You scream, shall I say it again? Like, are you just on this hype rush at the moment? Like,
yeah, well, I mean, so the thing was about that event, which actually made the event what it was, is the first battle goes off, right, is Trouble versus Omar. So they both go up on the stage, and then like Bracey, Surfer, who else? Amity, a bunch of the boys from Gab all go up on the stage and stand behind Trouble, right? And Omar's just standing there on his own. We're like, what the fuck is this? So like me, Mac Sherry, Bear Solutions, Bowski, like a few of us jump up on the stage to back Omar. And during that battle, like Omar killed that battle. The crowd went off that battle. But then when it came down to the crowd reaction for the judging, all the Gab crowd, which was probably the majority of the audience, all the Gab crowd just went crazy. Like they made so much noise. Right. And that match was actually a draw because the Trouble got the crowd reaction, even though Omar clearly killed the battle. So
that's KOTR though, right?
Yeah. So I looked at that. So I was seeing this and I was like, okay, I get what's happening now. Like I know what the vibe of this room is now. This room is going to respond to hype like that. So I need to make sure that they've got no choice but to cheer for me more than they're going to cheer for Cloudy. So that's why I was gassed when I did that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I love it. You turn back to the audience. You turn to like Bowski and Lazy Ass Jack, and like we can't see your face, but I can only imagine the the sheer joy. It's peak when Cloud's on a mound of snow.
Yeah. It's peak when you must be doing all kinds of blow. People are down, the amount of pounds amounts to a mountain, bro. It's peak when Cloud's on a mound of snow. That's probably one of the most clever bars I've written, I think.
I love that bar. Absolutely love that bar. Welfare, he was raised on government cheese. Thinks he'll fare well asking for something for free.
Nice.
Put Cloud in the sky like a terrible bar.
And put Cloud in the sky like a terrible bar. It's actually one of the first bars I thought of.
That's great. That's great. Cloudy, he does his thing here. Pornos in Lamborghinis, give your mom a sex.
Give your mom a sex drive back. Here's the thing about Cloudy. Also, again, anyone watching this, go watch Cloudy versus Trouble, right? That first round that Cloudy does has been probably the most talked about round in Gift of the Gab recently, because it is both brilliant and terrible and stupid and cheap all at the same time. Like, Cloudy is on a different level. His timing, like, some of his bars just flat out don't make sense. But like he says to Trouble, like, you look like you're poor, Chuggies. But he does a whole scheme around countries. Like it's so retarded, but it's genius. It's brilliant. But the thing about Cloudy is he's got such great timing. Like that line, there's a porno in a Lamborghini, and then he pauses for like 2 seconds and goes, "I'll give you another sex drive." It's not a good bar, but it's just because he is a performer. He's an entertainer. That's what I actually really fuck with Cloudy. Like a lot of people will write him off, but he is an entertaining guy. And his battle against Bracey as well. His battle against Gizmo. He's good at what he does.
He's A star. You'll C plus be degraded.
Yeah. It was A plus. I can't remember what he said.
Yeah. It's a pretty. It's fine. It gets reactions. A little bit of an empty round. Spider-Man villain. You be Green Goblin. I think he's going on about like a pussy being green or something.
Yeah. He said I was the type of guy to like the fanny oot.
Yes. Not really comparable. You start your second saying that he's had 2 watchable battles. Stoned to death like a Middle Eastern rape survivor.
Yeah.
And then the follow-up to put Cloud in a bag like a vaporizer.
Yeah. And then Hulk turns around and goes, what did I tell you about this guy?
He says another
word. Yeah, he says another word, but I can't say it.
Religion gets mentioned. You show everything this jihad was all fiction.
Picking up on the Muslim stuff.
And then also you talk about the Scottish Rite, which is a Masonic term, right?
Huh? Yeah.
So are you heavily interested in kind of just like masonry and like?
Yeah, for sure. My granddad was a mason.
No way.
He was Lord Provost for Cumbria, a Scottish island just off the west coast.
Is that like a high up kind of, what is it, degree, is it? Or
yeah, I don't know what degree it was, because the thing is, like, some random person in my family got after he died, it went to my brother, my uncle kept it, and then he just gave it away to some random person in my family who I think was in the Masons or something. So right. I don't I would love to really look into more of that, because I find it fascinating. I've read a lot about Freemasonry. I've visited actually the morning before I did that battle with Cloudy. I went and visited the Grand Masonic Lodge in London, went around the museum and stuff, because it's just there's something just so overpowering about the architecture and the symbolism and
the iconography is so
the iconography of it, and it's designed to be that way. It's designed to be overpowering. It's
very arcane, isn't it? And we ain't talking KOTD.
Certainly not. But I knew also that the Gab people would respond to the Mason shit, because I've noticed a huge trend in battle rap of people also being super into conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
So that's why I talk about that, and the Harp weather machine as well. I put that up.
Bill Mack, what good?
Yeah.
Danny Myers as well is another one that I can think of that does a lot of conspiracy shit.
Yeah, he does conspiracy shit, and Disaster as well.
Oh man.
Thing against Down Solomon about 9/11 being rigged by Jews.
Put your money where your mouth is, and I love the Mason stuff, and it does hit really, really well. Talk of your lyrical magnum being cocked. Feel the force of the white man's hate, like Farrakhan.
Yep, that's hard.
Really hard, yeah. And then, I mean, just 2 rounds, like 2 really, really good rounds. And Cloudy opens it up with something that, I can relate to. He grew up in the Pokemon era.
Yeah.
Give your bae a blade.
Yeah.
Fake personals about raping your mum. You sort of shake your head in disbelief.
After the battle, Cloudy said to me, like, he was like, I just had to come with, I knew I couldn't come with gun bars, so I just wrote a bunch of rape bars. Like that's his go-to, like like plan B. It's like, I can't talk about guns, so I'm just going to talk about rape.
And then your third, I mean, you start your third, and this is where it gets really uncomfortable. You say, Cloudy, why do you hate white people? And you were talking about Cloudy's timing, and here it's so hilarious. But it's like, I love white people, and he gives Max Sherry like a high five.
He dabs up Max Sherry, and it really, like, that's the perfect rebuttal to that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really like a funny moment. It is like
very funny. And it could have really fucked me, man. Like, it's difficult to kind of pull the crowd back after that, because I really needed everyone to pay attention to what I was saying, but Cloudy just daps up Max Sherry. I love Cloudy, man.
Yeah. Apparently he tried to stir up racial tensions is kind of what you're getting at.
Yeah, well, he did. I mean, he's a troll, man. He's a complete troll. So he was just posting shit on Facebook about like white people being monkeys and posting pictures of white monkeys, and just like he does that to everybody, man. Like he takes shit way too far with the trolling, man. But I get what it is. It's just all good humour.
Yeah, sure. And white slaves, Oliver Cromwell's basis for the modern day parliamentary. I mean, I didn't kind of quote this word for word, but you go deep into your history in this battle as well. I mean, it's great. I love it. Like, it does give it so much replay value in almost a literary footnote sense. Even like not even getting the bars. I'm like, just what is he talking about? Like.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, I took a bit of creative license over the verse. Like, I wasn't going to be sacrifice like having some good rap material for being 100% historically accurate. But everything I said there is backed up. I mean, the kind of Cromwellian plan to enslave Celts, pretty much, Scottish people and Irish people, the way that things like the Highland clearances are land being taken by aristocrats, stolen from us, and actually remains, far down the line. It's even today, with Scotland having one of the lowest land ownership densities in the free world. You can see. So what I was trying to say is like yes, the history of slavery and colonialism is horrible, right? But it was a small section of the ruling class doing this to everybody. People were trafficked in the 1600s from the Isle of Man to Africa to work as slaves, and then kind of try to just say that race and the construct of race and how it's sort of brought in and codified to the medical establishment and the powers that be, pushing the idea that this racial divide is essentially makes some men greater than others, makes some men subhuman. I'm saying that there isn't really much actual objective basis for that whatsoever. And if you look back at the history of Britain, there's immigrants all the way through it. The Gaelic people came from Galicia, which was the Iberian Peninsula in Spain. I mean, they would not have looked like me. They would not have been pale skinned and have ginger hair. That's actually a Scandinavian trait. So I wasn't going too deep. I think Bard actually pulled me up for it in our battle. I wasn't going with the full sort of Moorish conspiracy saying everyone in our prominent history was black. That's not what I was going for. But there's certainly a lot of that deep in the history of the UK that has definitely been buried. I mean, like, for example, the tradition of Morris dancing is a Moorish tradition. It's originally called Moorish dancing. That's why set from like the Morris dancing with the blackface. Right. Where did that come from? Why was it blackface? Now people say it was coal miners or whatever, but if you look back, it was brought in from a culture and appropriated. There's a million little things like that in our history that are just sort of glossed over. But and again, as I said, similar to the WD battle, so there's a bit, Cloudy's going to do a bit of race stuff. Well, I'm going to rebuttal it by actually talking about these things in a very sort of serious way.
Yeah, well, race is a concept the elite made up. You say to build a public enemy, it takes a nation of millions.
Nobody reacted to that either.
Good shit. Huge shit. I mean, great delivery, very important delivery. I love just the authority you come with here. Harp weather machine. Can you just explain to our listeners? You got cloud moving the wrong way. That's a real thing, right?
Cloud moving the wrong way, like the Harp weather machine. Oh god, it's been ages since I've even read about this. It's basically there is the Harp facility in America. I don't know where it is, but it's Utah or something. I don't know.
Just trying to find it out now. Yeah, HAARP Harp. It's basically a weather machine, but it's not like the government is using this to control weather and cause natural disasters, as some conspiracy theorists claim. They're doing testing, I believe, on the ionosphere and creating different pressure systems and measuring them. It's in Alaska, a place called Gakona.
All right.
Yeah, so it has been the target of conspiracy theorists, but it's a high. It stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program.
Wow.
Yeah, so there we go. Don't say it's, just learn about bars on here. But, and then you have a Cain and Abel punch. I'm able to, I mean, like, obviously you were aware it's been done before, but you just felt like before. With the Down syndrome one, just,
Yeah, it's been done before, but I knew it would get a pop. So, it's not like I directly, word for word, bit it off of somebody else. No. This is the thing about battle rap nowadays, especially, like, how many rappers have done, a defeat punchline or like using the word round to talk about anything that's round, Like after a period of time, these things become played out and nobody does them. But like there is a sort of general consensus around it being okay to reappropriate certain types of material if it fits well, and if it's going to get a pop from the crowd, and if it's going to if it's going to fit well into your battle performance, then it's kind of a strange place to be at, because battle rap's a point where some of the things that people are doing are so original, and yet there is a lot of copycat behaviour as well. It just is what it is.
Yeah, and Cloudy ends his third, kind of a funny line about how he knows you're a homo because your native tongue's called Gaelic.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Language of the gays.
Yeah, right. And Monster on the card, Yu-Gi-Oh sort of thing. But I think you end up taking it. And who won the event? Was it Gab or Ronalds?
Ronalds won. Ronalds swung it. Yeah, it came down to the last battle of the day, which was Hulk versus iKid, and Hulk beat iKid 2-1. So Ronalds edged it. It was a good event.
And the next battle we get on with Kojay is the first battle of yours. I'm sure there'll be many in the future for your own league. Do you want to just explain kind of how this started, why, and what your aims are? So the league's called Iron Bars. It was myself and Scott Early, who's another battler from Glasgow, who we'd been talking for a while about just doing like one night or one event where we would try to get just the biggest battle certain names that we could, get people up from Don't Flop or from KOTR or whatever to battle. Like the old Badmouth events. That was the idea, like the events that Gasp used to do. So we looked at some different battles and different options and stuff. It was very difficult to try and put together, even though I was I was in a position now where I was more known to the battle scene in the UK and I could reach out to more people. We just sort of put this together and then decide if we're going to run with it in a league form, and I think we definitely are. It is kind of getting off the ground at the moment. We just had one event. But there's 3 really, really, really good battles from that event on YouTube. If you check battles.
out the YouTube
that Evil and
Evil versus Chris Lees, myself versus Cojay, and Scott Early versus Riza, which is a really good battle from 2 Scottish MCs.
And like Cojay, was that a conscious decision? Was that someone you really wanted to battle?
That was Scott Early who suggested that. Because he saw like Kojay's sort of on the come up and he's taking loads of shows, he's doing loads of things, so he'd probably be up for doing it. Messaged him, emailed him, went back and forth, put a little deal together, and he came and did it. He had his battle against Jay Short the very next day in Manchester. Went back the same night on the bus, like probably would have got like 3 hours sleep or something. But he came and did it, and I think we had a real good battle, man. It was good to have someone like Kojay on the card who's kind of representative of that new school of battling.
Since we're on a film scheme, I got your ex bitching of pornography. Guys watching that bird like ornithology. She'll forget about you when I'm sexing her good. Believe me, as you said, you're soft in the tip like PG. That's how your ex rated you. But fuck that. Let me tell this Mongol, you're not hip hop if you hopped onto it as a hipster trend to follow. You even adopted a fake exterior based off a battle god to give yourself some bottle to talk about that fake gun when it sprays, son. It must be a Smith & Wesson pressing special model because everything about your shell is hollow. Let's go.
And was it hard? Was it hard in terms of mental energy to both be organising the event and battling a high profile?
Oh, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, man. It was so ridiculous because it wasn't just battles on the card. Like, we had live performers like Super and the Kryptonites, who are a really good band from. Jay Soup is a rapper from London originally, but he lives in Fife now. So we had them performing and all kinds of other shit going on, and you know, it was a pretty big venue. We booked a way too big of a venue to do it in. So, like, dealing with the venue and that, and like running around trying to organise everything. And I remember, like, before the battle, like 15 minutes before the battle, I went to like a part of the venue where just a private area, and started running my bars. And I couldn't put them together. Like, I was missing out whole bits of content, and I was freaking out because I was like, "Fuck! Like, have I, in doing this, just absolutely fucked myself?" But I was able to get it together. Like, once I was in front of the crowd and had started my stuff, I was fine.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear that. I definitely wouldn't have known. I think your performance level, to be honest, I think every battle we've spoken about, they've all been great performances. Like, I can't really say, and I would be honest and just say, I can't really say there's one where I thought you haven't given 100%, really. Like, it does seem like you have so much invested in it, which is fantastic. And Kojay less so. I mean, I think he starts to cook later on in this battle. I think the first is probably his weakest round, even though it's quite a good round. You know, kind of lots of admitting that he didn't have time to write. There's a lot of kind of Irish stereotypes, and then sort of says, "Oh, fuck it." That's all I got time for.
Kojay was all right in that battle. He was definitely underprepared. I don't know how much preparation he'd done. I mean, we'd locked the battle in probably a good 5 or 6 weeks in advance.
Right.
You know, we'd locked it far in advance. You know, and he'd obviously not dedicated a lot of time to writing for it. Possibly because he had the Jay Short battle, but then from what I've heard, I've not seen the battle, but he didn't really perform that well in that battle either. No. Kojay apparently doesn't really write a lot in preparation for these battles. Right. Like, he'll freestyle and think of bars and then just keep them in his head.
Wow.
So he comes at it from that approach, which is obviously, he can deliver great performances, but when it doesn't work, it's very hit and miss. I think a lot of his bars were actually quite slept on by the Glasgow crowd. Yeah. Mostly because, again, as I said, Battle Rap in Scotland again would have been about the funny and the personal attack and shit, and also the fact that the other battlers have been brought up before were all dudes like, you know, Innuendo or Chris Lees or something, who are more attuned to that style.
Sure.
Kojay with that very American style. The crowd took a while to warm to him, and the funniest thing is, when they did warm to him the most, is when he started freestyling some ginger jokes at me.
Which you mentioned, but you know, apparently your schemes are as dry as a custard cream without a cup of tea. Star Trek, see this Scotty beam me up.
Yeah, again, that's a bar that's been used before, but it works in the sense.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's got a short coming up, but you're the one coming up short.
Good bar.
Yeah, not bad. He talks about making Dean's List, and I've been on an honour roll, but it's just like a mangled delivery. It's kind of like, if you beat Danny Jacks, you're on Dean's List. I thought the phrasing was wrong.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that, but it didn't pop either.
No, it didn't. Like I say, his first was probably his most slept on. Your first is great, though. You basically go in on, the Cloudy battle. That battle's racist as fuck, and I'm going to start blacking out on him. Your dad looks like, your mom looks like, you're, dropping the M-bomb when you look like a Persian carpet fitter. Looks so Asian, I nearly booked J. Cruz by mistake, son. Never want to give Cruz a bill, no Arthur Miller. Are you an Arthur Miller fan?
I read View from the Bridge when I was in high school.
Right, classic, right.
That's about all I know about Arthur Miller, to be honest.
Crucible's good.
Crucible, I've never read it, but I can reference it and it makes me sound smarter than I am.
That's the thing. Also, Hanoverians here as well are coming in, so, and Nando's,
Nando's, well, just kind of crazy references to everything, because like I wanted to do some Scottish references in the battle, which I did. I did like a still game reference and stuff, and so I wanted to put the crowd in that way, but I also wanted to keep it kind of general and reference some other stuff that people out with of Scotland would be able to connect with too.
No, it's really fantastic. Like the velocity that you sort of just start catapulting these bars, like you know, it really kicks up a gear. I love your motion. You say anyone standing here at the spot where he was have had their ego detached, and you can kind of believe you as you say it. Like, you know, you do. Kojay, as you say, is quite an arrogant rapper. There's no doubt there. I'm a big Kojay fan, but you know that's kind of how it is. And you
that's
kind of kind of cocky, right? That's kind of
that's his persona. But he's not really like that as a guy. He's not like that in person. But it's just obviously that when he's performing, he kind of has to embody that cocky kind of arrogant persona.
You say he's as American as election faking.
Yeah,
which I quite liked. You better treat me with the respect the royal family once had for Hitler.
Facts.
Yeah.
Did you not know that?
No, I did know that, but I just isn't there a footage of them saluting or something?
Yeah, I don't know, the Queen or older sister or something doing a Roman salute, right? Shall we say? Right. When they were young, doesn't surprise me, you know.
If you push Kojay's buttons, he'll be at your door. No Uber app.
Yep. You don't want to push his buttons. No. He'll be at the door.
Andy under the boot like Woody.
Andy under the boot like Woody did. Toy Story shit.
Heard the banging next door like Rave of Thrones. Was that kind of an event that was going on? Or?
Yeah, that was fucked up. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but there was an event downstairs at the venue that night called Rave of Thrones, which was a Game of Thrones themed rave, and it was loud as fuck. And luckily, you know, SWG3 is like a big warehouse venue in Glasgow, and luckily the walls were kind of thick enough where it didn't interfere with the sound for the battles. But in the room you could hear it. So like Kojay freestyled that little bit, which was actually it was pretty good. It was quick. Yeah. Like that's what that battle made me realise more than anything. I'd seen a few of Kojay's battles, but I didn't realise how quick of a freestyler he actually is. Like he is a good freestyler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you encourage the crowd to make noise for that, and that's what I like to see. That's good shit. And then you start going in on your second deep on Don't Flop, like, you know, really telling him to fuck off. Like, I mean, is this earnest? Are you like KOTR to the day you die now?
No, I mean, I've always said that, like, under the right circumstances, I would battle for Don't Flop, but I would not pay £100 to enter that competition. Like, I just wouldn't do it. And you know, they'd ignored a bunch of my emails and shit, which is what it is. I get it. Like, I obviously didn't fuck with my style. They don't owe me anything. Yep. They don't owe me a place. They don't owe me a spot. They don't owe me nothing, right? So I get an email from them saying about the Headhunters tournament. You know, pay £100 in that, and I'm thinking, all right, well, they also said that we're not doing any other tryouts this year, right? This is it, right? We're only doing this. And I emailed them back and I said, listen, I'd entered the tournament, but I'm obviously going to be travelling from Scotland to do either one of these events. So if I'm paying in, would it be feasible to get my travel covered? They said no. So I was like, cool, ignored that, just ignored it, didn't respond. And then they emailed me twice more, just like saying, you know, pay £100 now and you'll be guaranteed a place and things like this. So I just felt it was a bit beggy, to be honest. Yeah. And I've noticed this happening a lot, not just in battle rap, but in like UK rap or hip hop, like media channels, not so much like SBTV, because they have a huge following, and they like, you know, people will pay to get on there. They're essentially paying for views. Yeah. But Charlie Sloth was doing a similar thing. You know, he was going to come up to Scotland and go around and film people for fire in the streets, but he was charging £150 a time to MCs. It's like, if you're serious about being an artist, about being an MC, about, you know, whatever, rather than paying money for this semblance of a chance, like, just invest it in your own shit. If I'm going to spend £100, I could pay an MC from Don't Flop to come to Glasgow and battle me. Yep. And put on for myself, put on an event, ticket the event, maybe make a bit of money through the tickets or whatever, or at least cover my costs of doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm more of the mindset of just sort of building for yourself. So I mean, there's that. And I mean, that's why I got banned from the Don't Block the Viewpoint forum, because I was just like, if Don't Block don't consider King of the Ronalds as a threat, then why are they so keen to just kick people off a forum board for posting their battles? And if you're a battle rapper, you want to have good battles, you want to get known. You go in a league like King of the Ronalds, so you've got some material to promote there, and yet they're just going to be the gatekeepers of a Facebook board where it would not only give people a chance to connect with other people in battle rap in this community, which is a very small, close-knit community, but also give rappers a chance to build up their name and their profile. And it costs Don't Flop nothing to do this, and they can talent scout rappers from this, which they had been doing, because that Training Days card recently, which a lot of King of the Ronalds battlers got taken off, that original card was 5 out of the 6 battles were King of the Ronalds battlers. It was a King of the Ronalds, essentially. Same vibe, So I just think the whole fucking rivalry and beef shit is just stupid as fuck, because ultimately you're going to have people who aren't getting on Don't Flop, they're going to go on King of the Ronalds. People like myself, we're going to build up a reputation that way. And that's what it is, man. I kind of say everything I wanted to say about it in the round.
No, exactly, yeah. And I think someone like yourself on King of the Ronalds, it makes kind of a better vouch for like URL kind of do that. They do their sort of, you sign a contract, you're with them. I know you haven't done that with KOTR, but it's kind of like, if you want to see Mackenzie, you got to go to a KOTR event. Not, I would say got to, as in obviously they're doing great events. Top Gun looks like a great event coming up, but you know what I mean? That's kind of like
brilliant.
Yeah, line up for that is so good. You do say peace, though. So there we go. You're going on this personality as well. Guys watching your birds like ornithologist. It's quite nice.
Ornithology.
Yeah. Soft in the tip, like PG. That's how your ex rated you.
Yeah, yeah, really that is. Yeah, it's got some connectable shit for. I think again, regardless of all the Scottish references that people may not get, just something for people from anywhere to connect with,
And like you say, the highlight of Kojay's performance is the end of his third, his ginger jokes. You don't get Che because your hair looks like Red Leicester.
That's pretty good.
Everyone cracks up with that. Hair redder than Eek's face. Rap battle with Jerry Halliwell. This is just kind of, you say it yourself like half a round about freestyling gingers, and he seems a little bit embarrassed, and you say you're going to throw out half your third. Is that what you did? You just like started to freestyle more than just, why not?
No, I mean, it was sort of planned that I was going to use the start of my third to just kind of talk to the crowd a bit, and just sort of kind of reiterate the point that I've been making all along on this journey of battle rap, is just for things to be better and a bit sort of higher caliber. That's what I wanted to do with Iron Bars, was to kind of make an event, because like, as much as I respect Breaking the Barrier for what they do in these smaller events and people doing battle rap things just spontaneously around Scotland, a lot of the time when you look at the caliber that some of these MCs are on and compare and contrast it to people from Don't Flop, for example, or people overseas. I think it's time. I always like to encourage people to step up as high as they can, and that's what I like to do. Especially with the writing and that. I just want to make Scottish rap and hip hop viable on a broader scale, which is, I've been part of the hip hop community here for probably about 8 or 9 years, and it goes through waves of popularity, and it's starting to pop off again now, because there's some rappers from Scotland who are getting serious attention now, down south, which is fantastic. So I like to think that in my little battle rap context, I can at least be a part of pushing that forward.
No, fantastic. And part of the push then was to finally face off against, the nemesis Bard.
Yes.
Shakespeare's soul, holy shit, from Iberian sonnets. Plagiarized from Twist.
And Robert Burns nearly left Scotland quite to work in a slave plantation, which may say something about his politics. So for you, biting makes sense of some historic shit that a bard would take from a culture that wasn't his,
match, like, did that appeal to you? Is there obviously you're a competitive guy, you wouldn't compete otherwise, but like being the champ, was that something that stirred you?
You know, it really wasn't to begin with. But the more I sort of thought about it, I mean, obviously I wasn't going to turn a title match down. But it wasn't something that I was aiming for when I was battling King of the Ronalds. I was just aiming to have good battles. But I'm really glad that it was with Bard, because I think we match each other very well. We're very sort of evenly matched. I really rate what he does as a battle rapper. He's undeniably talented.
Major presence. I mean, I had him on the show quite a while ago now, great episode, and he was saying that, people regard him as one of these people that wins more in the room, but I think it translates well. He does have a very unique energy to his writing, his performance.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it translates well on camera as well, or it can do. But he's, again, as you said, just that huge presence, which is difficult to match that. It's difficult to match that kind of presence. That's kind of how I perform in that battle in the way that I do, because I knew I kind of have to match his energy.
And it's interesting, isn't it? With your win, spoilers, we are very much entering like the post-Bard era, and his sort of style really defined King of the Ronalds. But with you, it seems to be going even further. Like, are you like, do you know who you're facing next? Do you know when the next defense will be, or?
The next defence?
Will it be this year?
Yeah, it will be this year. It'll probably be at the end of the year when we're doing King of the Ronalds versus Iron Bars in Scotland.
Nice.
I don't know who it's going to be yet. Before that, I'm heading out to Minneapolis. KOTR is facing off against No Coast in November. Yeah.
No, I did not know that. I know No Coast though. I didn't know you're doing an event.
Yeah. It's not been. It's been announced that the event's going to happen. The details of the event haven't gone up. The battles haven't gone up. There's No Coast are doing like as an international event. So there's people coming from all over the world to battle there. And I've seen the lineup. It's not public yet, but it is a sick lineup.
Excellent, man. Who are you battling?
I can't reveal that.
Can't reveal that. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, yeah, that'll be. I can't wait to watch those. So, Bard introduced biggest pagan battler. Hulk isn't sure if he's the people's champ anymore, because obviously this is. At the time, he had seemingly returned to Don't Flop, battling Dank Schrader on a Don't Flop extra card. Yeah. People were not happy, and it seemed to have backfired, because since he wasn't on that card.
Yeah, the way Bard played that was retarded. Like, I don't know why he ended up just launching a tirade against her on a Facebook message, and then posting up to the Ronalds forum and basically fucking his chance of ever getting back on Don't Flop again, while at the same time, doing that angle in the third round of our battle, which was to basically say fuck KOTR.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Who knows? I mean, I think that he's. But I don't think he's necessarily too hung up about it. I get the feeling from him that he's getting a little sick of battle rap, or maybe just wanted to take a break from it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if this is his final, or for a while at least, maybe a year or so, this is a great testament to Lee. I think he's great in this. I think his performance is excellent, and I must say, I don't normally comment on what the battlers wear, but I really like your hoodie in this, like the black grey. It's quite cool. I've never really seen it.
Yeah,
it's quite.
It's an Agorist flag,
and Bard rocking a bat. I think it's a bat. Like sort of the Batman logo.
Yeah, the Batman.
Sort of a new 52, kind of more modern logo. But rock, paper, scissors offered, but Bard takes the gambit. We come in with the Maltese, the grim ancient Sith Satan. Talks of beating O'Shea and Pamphlet, which isn't anything to sniff at really. Those are two serious opponents.
Absolutely, for sure. I mean, the thing about these battles is neither O'Shea nor Pamphlet, I don't think, were really, really trying to win the King of the Ronalds title. They're good battles to watch still, but yeah, neither of them were really, really trying to win. Whereas Bard was obviously trying to get these victories over these bigger names than he'd had beforehand. And I mean, again, like, I don't really know what Bard was, leaving Ronalds like that and going to Don't Flop. Like, I get it in the terms if he likes to play the heel. We were talking about battle rap being like wrestling. He likes to play the bad guy. He likes to embody that character, and I could see it from that point of view. But King of the Ronalds, I think, were pretty good to Bard.
Yeah.
In terms of if nothing else, Pedro and O'Shea and like, if nothing else, they got him a bigger name than he would have had. So
yeah,
I don't know.
No, it's a shame, man. But that he left a vacuum to which you successfully inhabit. So I shouldn't. But no, I'm sure he'll be back, and he congratulates you in the first round, better technique. But he kind of questions the point of that in the face of modern battle rap. What promo have you done to get your fans engaged? He asks, is that fair?
Potentially.
He's a social media butterfly, though, isn't he? He's kind of very.
I suppose he just likes winding people up, though.
Right.
But, I don't get on that like social media thing. Like, this is something that Blunt Ted was saying to me like a week ago or something. Like, I don't engage enough on social media or some shit. Like, I do so much shit anyway. Like, the social media stuff just doesn't.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I try to do as much as I can. You gotta remember as well, like, in terms of getting people actually out to gigs, like, I don't stay near London, you know. I don't stay near where most of the events happen. So, like, I can't, like, in terms of getting people to come out and see me, it's like I have to build a name there first. And I think that now it's starting to grow now, and I'm nowhere near the point where I could say that I've got like a big fan base or anything, but I'm starting to engage with enough people who are really becoming fans of mine that I can say I've got a fan base. But I need to. But the most important thing for me is putting in good performances. That's how I think you do that. The social media stuff, I probably do need to up the game on a little bit, but it's all in good time.
Yeah, I'd rather you be a great battler than a great social media.
Yeah, because this is the thing. I mean, this is the thing. Like, Soul does no promo. Soul doesn't engage with nothing. Like, his Twitter picture on Twitter is a Twitter egg. Like, that's how little of a fuck Soul gives. But as we said before, he'll still body anyone going. So I don't think that's the be all and end all of being a battle rapper.
And you come with these giant angles. I mean, you start off kind of just jabbing, giant bitch getting fucked, China if you want to bet, swinging like anti-Semitism, I'll catch him on the left.
Yeah.
Really good shit. Acting scheme comes through as well, but the whole him replacing guns with swords, for you it's a fantasy. It doesn't take a lot for a fantasy. It's a known truth. Some rappers talk about guns because of the culture. The racing class has called them with. You rap about swords because the hardest shit you've seen has been written by a novelist.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
It's huge delivery. And then the whole Shakespeare stealing Iberian sonnets and like Robert Burns, and it's just it's very. I love it, man. I really like that stuff.
Yeah, man. Just trying to kind of be as out there and creative as possible, because Bard, he does all the fantasy shit and the sort of, but that's like, it's different, So I thought I had to like go from just all different kinds of references to kind of outclass him on that level.
For you, biting makes sense on some historical shit that a bard would take from a culture that wasn't his.
Yeah. Which is true.
Yeah, crazy shit. But when you say Shakespeare stole, I mean, you mean plots?
Well, the thing, I mean, the Iberian thing, I think I put that in just to kind of rhyme with it, but like, right. There's similarities between Shakespeare's.
Petrarch, I think, is.
Yeah, there's like similarities between like I think some Italian works and I'm not really sure on these, but I do know that there's the controversy about Shakespeare as well, that some people think that it wasn't actually him that wrote a lot of his material, that he had ghostwriters. That motherfucker had ghostwriters.
Is that you, Caustic?
Accusations of accusations of ghostwriting date back to even then.
Yeah, ye old Frankie Fraser.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the line that we sort of began the episode with, the you're making movies and beats, rather be a prolate who owns his own means of production, with an angle on Merkel, like I'm speaking in German. Like, oh man, it's explosive ending to the first. Great.
Yeah, I'd say my first round is the best round in that battle.
Great shit. And then, Bard, the sword, you mentioned the sword. The sword is ready, awful heavy, forged in the mortuary. So, the long neck locks, so I call it Nessie. I mean, Carlton Shanks for a great reaction, Bard for a great performance.
Yeah.
This is... Bard did really good. I think he brings it back as well. I think people expected your first to be a real, showstopper, but he's still riding with it. Hippo to a Zippo, real heavy or real light?
Well, real heavy, a little lighter, which, Bobby Rex posted some shit at the King of the Ronalds forum about that being bitten from... I don't think it was him. Who was it? Innuendo or something? Apparently, that's not a Bard original.
And then, obviously, your girl is inevitably evoked by Bard, and that's just going to happen, isn't it? You just got to ride with it.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't there, so.
Oh, she wasn't.
No, she wasn't there.
Oh, sorry. I thought the girl behind you was. That was my mistake.
No, that was my boy Tim's girl.
Oh, I get you. Sorry.
Right. She was going pretty raggle, to be honest.
Yeah. Old school, and this ain't Andrew's uni. I think Bard has. You kind of pinpoint him for not having quite a sharper pen, maybe as you would think his delivery kind of disguises it somewhat. I think you are right. I think, you make films on set or unset. I'm the one who makes your shot happen. There's good stuff here, but...
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. The thing, because I analysed that battle because there were a few people who felt like I didn't win that battle.
Right.
And these were people who were there on the day who felt that I did win in the room, and then when they watch it back... when they watch it back on camera, they feel that Bard actually took it. What I noticed Bard does in that battle is that he keeps his punchlines very regular. It'll be a regular, 3-line setup and then a punch. Quite a heavy punch, and then the end of every sort of 8 or 16 bars there'll be a sort of big punch. His writing's very good in that way, and that he's got a real solid formula for building up to a big payoff. So that's how I think that, and again, that's part of him being such a big presence, is that he knows how to structure his stuff for best effect. Guess it must be all those acting classes.
Yeah.
On how to build up to a crescendo or whatever.
You took all heads with a model similar to your YouPorn searches.
I came to check amateurs.
Yeah. Really, really good, really good sort of imitation of Bard, the pork sword in front of an orc horde. I love your delivery of that. It must be quite fun to play Bard for a bar or two.
It is. It's great. It'd be fun to play Bard for a bar or two, but then having to actually be Bard, I think, would be a bit tired.
Yeah, it would ruin the novelty. Nice Son of Rambo reference as well. Great film. And then probably maybe to borrow the battle, the where I'm from, there's no close shave. It gets hairy. There's a cold blade across your throat, mate, like a Turkish barber.
Yeah. I can't even remember. There was another there's a pretty good bar that I set that up with, but I can't remember what.
Yeah, there's some sort of your pen game to sign his death warrant or some shit. It's quite a heavy sort of opening as well. Done in partner.
Yeah. I can't remember what I said, but that was the bar that everybody seemed to think was the one of the. And Mickey's reaction to it on
it was huge.
The footage is brilliant as well.
You look like a Russian farmer. Bard looks like a Russian farmer, I should say. Which is
just sort of kind of ran out of steam after that.
Yeah. He brings, Bard in his third, brings up the Galatian pilgrims that you mentioned against Hulk. This is not an international just because you're internationalism.
That's clever as fuck.
Love means nothing to me, like I'm in Venus and Serena's camp.
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
Yeah. And then obviously, can you just elaborate, because it's not quite clear in the video, Bard, towards the end of his third, essentially sacrifices the round, gets out his phone, announces that he posted something to the Facebook group. What was he posting? What was it about? Because he puts his arm around Mickey and...
So what it was is like, it goes to Mickey like, why are you talking all this shit behind my back like a sneaky child, right? And shows him the screen caps of some messages that he had in his phone. And it was basically like Mickey, Bard and like Bowski and a bunch of them, Max Sherry I think as well, like a bunch of them went over to Denmark to do an event in Denmark. Like, I don't know what, like Mickey and Bard wasn't really getting on or whatever, but like... Bowski had used Bard's phone to go on his Facebook and had left himself logged in. So Bard had gone through the Bowski's messages just to see what like Mickey was saying about him to Bowski and that, and just like basically just moaning about him, like as you do with as everybody does with people, like, oh, this fucking guy's doing this, blah 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 blah. Right, that's just some shit that happens, man. But yeah, so Bard screenshotted the shit and saved it. Like, honestly, I don't know how the amount of time between Denmark and then it must have been a good sort of 4 or 5 months.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like days.
Yeah, no. It was months.
God.
Like, he saved it for months and decided to do it right in the third round of that battle. Which, I mean, it's a big fuck you, but and he in real time posts the screenshots on the forum while he's battling. But
very, very modern.
It's very innovative. You know, it really is. Like, it's there's few others who would do that.
But it's like, who would have just been on the board and suddenly that just pops up? You're like, what the fuck? Like,
that's the fucked up thing, because when he did that, it was right at the end of his round, and I saw everyone get their phones out and start checking, and I'm like, fuck, I've got to start rapping, and every cunt's just looking at the phone. Like, so it's very it's clever, man. Like, this is why it's a shame that Bard isn't going to be in Don't Flop, because that kind of shit, doing that in Don't Flop would certainly go over. But oh well. Yeah, that's what it is.
You're not on Don't Flop because you're not fucking good enough, faggot, is how he closed his round as well.
That's me.
And then, just great stuff in yours, because you definitely go into the whole hypocrisy of the Training Days debacle. Said fuck Rowan so many times, like the guy who, your name makes sense because you were pissed they never let you in. And then you kind of do similar punch, like the guy who got barred and went back to the barman and 20 minutes later apologised to the host like a faggot, you're always going to be, or something like that. Just great shit, man. Chatting shit again, Can't we just get to overthrowing this mongrel?
Mongol.
I say Mongol. Mongoloid.
I guess.
Mongol.
Yeah, I don't know if that's slang that is used south of the border, but certainly in Glasgow, it's calling someone a Mongol. It's calling them a Mongoloid.
Yeah, a Mong. Yeah. Fuck being the heart of the league. Scottish champ is the soul of the Ronalds.
Yeah, that's right.
That's great. Love that
that's
shit.
Right.
Love that shit. And then finally, the like an asylum seeker or Brexit vote from an indecisive leaver. How you feel the need to go leave to remain.
Yeah.
Crazy shit, man. Zeitgeisty. And Bard is a great sport. As soon as you get your cheers and clearly win, he raises your hand and concedes.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird energy in that room, because there was a lot of interruptions to the battle. Like, you can see in the video, the girl behind me like drops her pint, and then that fucking had to stop, and then like Baz, who was filming it, like his battery died or memory card ran out or some shit, can't remember, but he had to switch to another camera. So it was like it was just a lot. It was difficult to keep the vibe in the room. And I thought that a lot of my stuff kind of got lost a bit in amongst all that. So I was surprised it didn't go to overtime. Bard, I think, he recognised that I won. I think everyone on that day wanted me to win. Yeah. And I think he kind of wanted me to win as well, to be honest. I think he was kind of done with being King of the Roanoke champion.
We've seen it so many times, haven't we? So with Tony, so with Pat Stay, they just kind of don't want it after like 3 or 4 matches.
Yeah,
no one's
the funny,
ever,
Yeah, because it's. I get how it could become kind of limiting. It's good to like with Tony, for example, like he kind of beaten anyone who could have been a contender to him. So what's he going to do next? What's his next move if he continually has to defend this title? So his move was just to go, fuck it, well, I'm dropping this belt and I'm going to go battle Pedro and King of the Ronalds for a laugh. So yeah, I get that, man. But I'm still happy to be the champ.
No, of course, man.
I really I'm hoping to get, like Bard did, some good names out of it. And I'm also hoping to have a couple of battles, with some up and comers and with some fan favourites in King of the Ronalds, because it's good to put people on like that.
Oh, entirely, man. I mean, Bard was. Mickey says Bard was champ for 218 days. You can see yourself conquering that?
Potentially. I mean, just counting the days doesn't really mean very much, because
I guess it's more matches, isn't it? But yeah.
Yeah. So Bard had 2 title defences before
yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
Cojay and Pamphlet. Yeah. That was it, because Pedro was a non-title match.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, yeah, like you say, the King of the Ronalds roster is fantastic at the moment. So we'll end up, as we always do, Mackenzie, a few quick fire questions, whatever comes to your head. First question: do you have a favourite Don't Flop battle?
Tony D versus O'Shea. Probably.
Okay.
One of my favourites. I could, to be honest, I couldn't really pick one favourite, but that's it.
No, yeah, okay, yeah. Whatever comes first. KOTR?
Favourite King of the Ronalds battle? Oh, fuck. Mac Sherry versus Bombshell.
I was there for that, actually.
Yeah. that is
when Mac Sherry attacks that table.
Ridiculous. It's absolutely ludicrous.
Mickey.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Obviously not the best actual battle.
No.
Like bar for bar, I don't know. Hulk versus Joker Stars. Yeah, Hulk chokes in that battle, I suppose. I don't know.
No, that's fair enough, man. I think the first answer, Make Sure Bombshell. Everyone needs to watch that.
Yeah.
It's a pretty remarkable battle. Very indicative of the league. King of the Dot. What's your favourite King of the Dot?
Can I just? I don't know. I was gonna just be a complete predictable faggot and say Disaster versus Solomon.
Well, I mean,
it is possibly the greatest rap battle of all time, potentially.
Wow.
Certainly one of them. I know it's so obvious that people don't want to say, oh, it's not that good, but that's a great battle. Or Daylight versus Charlie Clips. That's a great battle.
Right. Yeah. Good shout. URL finally for the battles.
Oh shit! I don't really watch a lot of URL, to be fair. Chilla Jones versus JC.
Oh my god!
That was such a good battle.
Yeah, I fucking love that battle.
Two battles. So I think that's the same card as Jonai versus Gutter.
It's a different card. Jonai Gutter was a bit later on, but yeah, same venue, Black Star, and that Jonai, right? Jesus Christ!
Jonai's so good in that
battle. No, his first round especially is it's spellbinding, man. It's so fucking good. Shout out Gutter as well. But final 2 questions. First one, Mackenzie, do you have a favourite film?
Favourite film? I don't think I could just pick one film.
Okay, just anyone you really like then. That's not kind of,
Favourite film? Shit, let me think.
Max Sherry said 8 Mile, just in case you need to.
That makes so much sense. Oh shit. Goodfellas is one of my favourite films.
Oh my god, so good.
I've got to be really predictable and say that shit too. I like a bunch of other obscure shit, but in terms of a film that you could just sit down and watch at any time. You're completely
right. Yeah, it's incredibly watchable. And finally, your favourite musical artist or band that are in no way hip hop related?
Could I say Death Grips?
Yeah.
Death Grips doesn't really.
No, it's kind of rap, isn't it?
It's not really rap. It's more kind of punk.
I feel it. Death Grips is a good choice, man. Good choice. Yeah. All right. Well, awesome, man. And finally, how do people get at you? Twitter, Bandcamp, that sort of stuff? Mackenzie.bandcamp.com
for all my releases and shit. at Mackenzie Pro on Twitter. If you want to check out Iron Bars, just type Iron Bars Battles into YouTube. Yeah, that's how you get at me.
Yeah, and I just want to say everyone needs to go check out Mackenzie's battles. Maybe you listen to this and you haven't, got into it much since, but Cloudy, Hulk, even the Z battles are fucking fantastic as well. The Bard battle is ridiculous. One of the best battles is on King of the Ronalds. Just stellar work, man. I've been a fan for a while now, and it's been great. Thank you for being on, bro.
Cheers, man. Thanks a lot.
60-bar generic, it's repetitive on some Danny Elfman shit. You better pay attention, kids. I remain a follower who's cheeky in defiance. Ordinary disorder, my weakness is a science. Unbalanced chemically, unchallenged ethically. Guilt remains 12 steps ahead of me indefinitely. Help me sleep, heavy breathe, sweat through the sheets, chest is weak. Measure the beats, the scales tip in my favour. Never let me down, wicked behaviour. Lip quivers as I'm hit by the major and the minor chord. Travelling through my spinal cord. Dance in the darkest corners till my mind is warped. I don't care if my brain's wrung out, I remain strung out until someone snuffs the sun out. And I begged you to please do it. What's the point of wearing this mask if you can't see through it, It's sad to say, I can't wait for the hourglass to break. This life sentence is crazy long, I can't decide who I need saving.